Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Meadsyreplays and welcome back to another episode of Right Tank, Wrong Gun. And this time we are going to look at the T49. Now, the T49 is known for having that mega 152mm gun that does insane amount of damage. With its speed, it's a very, very good tank, and most people do play this tank with the 152, and so you should. It's a fun tank. It used to be completely OP back when it first was released, and I mean, you used to be able to do 2 to 3 ammo racks every single battle, like every battle. But Wargaming nerfed it. They took away that ability, and it's not very often you do get ammo racks now. You get the occasional, but not as much as used to before. But we're not going to be looking at the 152 in this video. We're going to be looking at the 90mm. Now, the 90mm is still pretty good gun, and in fact, it's a better gun than the 152, but just not as fun. The DPM is a little bit more at 2466, and the penetration is much more at 173. It has a 225 alpha, and that gives it a 10.96 rate of fire, and the reload is 5.4 seconds. The shell velocity is much better at 914. Aim time is much better at 1.54, and the dispersion is much better at 0.317. So it's going by the stats. It's a good gun. It's not a bad gun. Does well, and in fact, when this tank first come out, literally like the day it was released, I was playing it with this gun because I didn't really enjoy the 152 until I got to know it and learn it and change the playstyle a little bit. I was running with the 90mm, and I first aced the tank on the 90mm. So we got a couple of battles for you to show, and we're going to get right into them now. So the first battle, we are on Naval Frontier, and it is a tier 9 battle. We have 4 tier 9s, and as you can see, we got 5.9 second reload. I think I'm running calibrated shells. I'm not entirely sure. But in tier 9, I kind of find this gun is a little bit better because you have all the heavies, like the STs, the IS-8s, etc. That if you can't get around them, you have to splash them with HE. And yes, you're going to still do 200 and so damage. But with this gun, you're going to do 200, around about 200 damage. But you've only got a 5.9 second reload, or a little bit less if you're not running calibrated shells. So you can deal out that damage a little bit more quicker, unless you're going to bounce. Obviously, the penetration on the likes of the KV4, we do get a shot in return, but we do get a shot into his tap, and he actually got pretty wrecked. We do have to shoot heat into him, and now we can find the Leopard PTA that's flanking around. I don't know what he's even playing at, but he does get destroyed. So that's 2 tanks down, and now the T54 lightweight comes. But we do need to be careful because there is a couple of tanks there. T95. Now, the T54, I think I'm not sure if he's just tracked or if he gave up, but he's also now just been wrecked. So we're trying to get a shot in on the Panther 2. We're unable to. So now we're just going to flank around. The T54 E1 is, again, he's flanked around. He's just about to die. And so we want to get behind the Panther and the T95. But just as I come round the corner, the AMX 5100 is spotted behind me. So I do have to take a care on him because he is an autoloader and he could take me out. The AMX 5120, sorry, the tier 9 version. So he can take me out quite easily with his 3 shells. Now, the only other thing with this tank, it's got no armor. It's got lovely speed. It's got absolutely no armor. So you can get shot with HE in the face from almost anything. And you can see here, we are just getting wrecked. And we get one more shot from the Panther. We do get him in return. Now, he should not have turned there. He should have just carried on facing me. But then, having said that, we do have an E75 for protection. So instead of flanking around, we are going to stay here. We're going to stay next to the E75. use him as our armor, because if this Panther comes out, he is going to get shot, and there he goes. And now that allows us just to get behind the T95. Luckily, we do set him on fire, and we're going to get one more shot into him. He is last left. We're not going to be able to clear him because we've got 1,000 cap points. But you could deal the damage pretty quickly in this tank. And against tier 7 especially, you can build up that damage pretty quickly. Now, with the 152, you have to really rely on the HE penning max. You have to rely on the heat, because it only has HE and it only has heat. So sometimes you do suffer, because if you've got an enemy tank that's hiding like behind a crate, you can't shoot him because the crate is going to absorb the damage and you're not going to do anything. So that little crate or that little bit of rubble in front will protect him, and you can use that as armor against a T49. Well, with this gun you can't. So this battle, it's Himmelsdorf, and we planned to go and get A. We thought there was only 1 or 2 tanks here, but just as I come around the corner, we pretty much open everyone. So we're going to just sit back, we're going to wait for that T34-1. He does poke out, which means we can get a shot into his side, and I'm really not interested in staying there at all. We have got a couple of our teammates protecting us by Cap B, but now all I want to do is really go to the right, go by Cap D. That's where the majority of my team are at, and there is only at the minute 2 tanks that are spotted. So we're going to rush and get this AMX 1390. We get one shot into him, get him gone. The T49 is on fire, so he's now a 1 shot. Look at that, nearly 800 damage, whoever that was. Don't know if it was the smasher, but that was a nice shot. Don't know how we missed that shot, but we do manage to take him out. So already we've literally done nothing. The team have played pretty good, but we relocated, and I'm very surprised the AMX, CDC, and the Panther are still alive. With so many red tanks around them, they have managed to stay alive. But we do get behind them. We got the 59 pattern there. We bounce on his track, and we get the J Panther now. We're going to get one more shot into him, and we're going to get gone. So there is now the 2 mediums. The CDC and the Panther has now gone. So it is 5 against 5. We have got the cap points. We've got the supremacy points. We are now capping C, which will get us a few more points. But now we've got the back of the pattern, and now it's pretty easy. They're mostly 1 shots. We're going to take out the J Panther. We've got now 3 kills, and we wanted to go and take out the AT-15. But just as we get there, the Jag Tiger 8.8 can take him out. So now we're just going to focus on the T-34-1. We can point trade, we can hit trade, no problem at all. My reload is better than his. He can do more damage, but our reload is better. And we set him on fire, and we take him out for our 4th kill. Now just leaving the defender and the pattern. So we're going to get 1 shot into the pattern, and again, we're going to push. He is running away. We can trade shots, not a problem. We can still take 2 more shots. He can take 2 more shots. The reloads are about the same, but I've got a team. He hasn't. So we're just going to wait now. There is no point poking out. The defender is looking. We're just going to sit and wait. We've got the heat loaded. We switch to AP. We get a nice shot. He misses, which allows us to push forward. But the Jag Tiger does take him out. So all what is remaining is the defender. So we can get behind him, and we can take him out for our 5th kill. So in the end, we made the right move in relocating, getting behind the tank. We end on 5 kills, 2.8k damage, and we actually get an ace. We do finish a mission, and we get 154,000 credits. And that is a rarity in this tank when you're using the 152. Very rare that you will earn credits because you're shooting so much heat. But that is it. That is the T49. If you are playing it with this gun, please don't. It is made for the 152, and it's so much more fun with the 152. Even if the penetration, etc., is slightly worse, it isn't the T49 without the 152. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Meadsyreplays, and I will catch you soon.